Pixar is back at it again with Toy Story 5, and honestly, this movie is a bit of a mixed bag, but in a really interesting way. It has some incredibly high points, but it definitely could have been handled a bit better at certain moments. I'll explain why. It's got some brilliant concepts that remind us why we love this series of movies in the first place, even if the execution for this movie is a bit crowded and clunky by the time the credits start to roll. Let's look at the whole picture here. What really shines, what parts get tangled up together, and here are a few ways the story itself could have gone through a little smoother. Starting with the positives, the movie kicks off with a really strong start. It puts a whole spin on the back in my day trope, showing how the tablets and smart toys have completely changed and taken over the landscape for the toys that we used to grow up with. It's a very relevant angle for the modern audience. Tackle a world where most of the people are using electronics and smart devices is somewhat mature for the series, but it could be handled better. As the movie goes on, I would say that my favorite part is the film choosing to make Jessie the main character compared to Woody in Toy Story 4. Because in Toy Story 4, that was Woody's movie. It was his arc and how he reunites with Bo Peep and then leaves his friends behind, quote unquote. Even though he came back in this movie, it's used sparingly and it doesn't feel like it's overbearing on the plot. Like, oh look, he's back, he's back, he's back. Seeing the movie how Jessie reacts is a fantastic contrast comparing the two movies. We actually get to see her perspective other than from what was told in Toy Story 2 of how she feels abandoned, what happened to her owner, and this time it is more depth and it focuses on the emotional punch like we usually do in Toy Story. Along with and how she relates to the new smart toys. Giving her the main lead was a great creative choice compared to the previous movie since I was Woody focused, like I said. And in this one, they do something a bit different where they have playtime scenes where it changes the animation style and how the toys see it as, you look in their perspective. That was pretty clever. Now, as for the movie where it slows down a bit is when they introduce all the, I believe, are either AI powered or meant to be smart toy Buzz Lightyear figures. It could be a good concept on paper, but as they get more involved in the movie's plot, it feels like it's, going back and forth. Like, oh, look, here's the characters. Here's the new toys. Here's a bunch of Buzz Lightyears wandering around doing stuff to, kill time. It starts to make the movie drag a little as it goes on. And then it starts to clicking those together. So much time is spent setting these characters up for the smart Buzz Lightyears and the new toys. It feels a little clunky. It suddenly feels like the movie needs to hurry and wrap everything up as it gets closer to the end. As for the movie's big emotional moment, well, that was well done. No extra changes needed. That really hits you in the feels, as they say. Now, if we're looking about how the movie could be done better at certain points, the fix is actually pretty simple. Remove all the smart toy Buzz Lightyears because they felt like they just dragged on and on. Because you have them doing one scene of them in it's a park path. That's what it looks like. It's the campsite, correction, sorry. And they're wandering around, they're playing with all the human technology and, learning. I understand that's somewhat important, but it just felt like it went on for too long. And I would change the arc of the so-called villain, the tablet, the lily pad, and have her be like a sympathetic villain. Like, she tries to think, what's right? Oh, I'm so smart, like what she did for the first half of the movie. Then after the shift happens, she realizes she's the one who messed up for the main kid character, Bonnie, and how that, I messed up, I can improve better. And she learns how to, find real friends, which that could be the new girl, the Blaze character that lives at the house where Jessie used to stay at back in Toy Story 2. Tying these two elements together would create a great resolution and then make it flow better narrative-wise. Excuse me. If I had to rate this movie, I would honestly give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars and a letter grade of B+. They could do better at certain points. Some things can be cut out. But overall, it's a still enjoyable movie. Disney has hopefully still human effort making behind their movies and having them do the emotional punch still. Thank you for listening for my review. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends.